What's going on, people? Welcome to Football Carnage, and we are back with another Madrid hype for you guys right here on the channel, and we are starting to feel the aftermath of a fourth consecutive El Clasico defeat this season. It is over. La Liga is over. The rest of these games coming up until the Club World Cup are meaningless. I think people have to understand. We have 0% chance of winning La Liga. Barcelona have embarrassed us all season long. And now we've gotten a lot of big news that's just come through. We got to talk about our new manager, Xabi Alonso. The here we go got dropped this morning. We also got another here we go concerning Carlo Ancelotti because he is officially going to be joining Brazil. We got to talk about Alvaro Carreras, the left back at Benfica. They're saying that he is the left back that Real Madrid want for this Xabi Alonso system. And then why am I seeing reports about Florian Wirtz possibly doing a U-turn? And maybe they're saying he might want to come to Real Madrid. I hope not. Please go to Bayern. I do not want Florian Wirtz. But big up the chat. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure that you subscribe. You turn on those post notifications. And I need you to get in the chat and let me know what you think about the stories that we're going to talk about. If you catch it after the stream ends, I'll try to remember to add chapters in there so you can just jump around to the parts that you care about the most. But big up to everybody that's in here. I think that Zaire sent me a raid. Big up to my guy. Somebody sent me a raid. I think it was Zaire. Yes, Zaire raid. Nah, big up, you absolute fraud. He will be here on Football Mania, by the way. Today is going to be wild. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a very long day for me, bro. Oh, my goodness. But, you know, I don't run. I don't hide. Win, lose, or draw. I'm here. Come on now. See what you guys saying in the chat. Yo, big up Venisarian. Yo, that Real Madrid emoji in the chat is just so fire. Oh, my God. That shit is so beautiful. Let me see. Yeah, Zaire, I pray to God that Florian Wirtz does not come to Real Madrid. I will lose my mind if we sign an attacking midfielder with the way our back line is set up. I don't care if it's Wirtz. I don't care if it's Jamal Musiala. I don't care if it's Kevin De Bruyne. For any number 10, I don't care who it is. Any attacking midfielder, there will be a generational crash out. If we don't go out there and sign multiple defenders, I'm talking about a center back, right? Trent's coming in, a left back. Shit, maybe 2 center backs. I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be fuming. Yo, big up Benedict. Big up F. Kyle as well. What's going on, guys? Adam, how are you? How do you celebrate a crooked club like Madrid? The same way that your family celebrates you, but you support Barcelona. It's kind of similar, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. Yo, Carnage, is Xavi a good fit for Real Madrid? No, Xavi is not a good fit for Real Madrid. But Xabi, right? Xabi, I think he will do a good job at Madrid. I did talk about it last Friday. We're going to get into it a little bit more since we did get the here we go. And also, on Saturday, I did drop a video explaining how I think it will work underneath Xabi Alonso tactically at the club. So you guys make sure to go check that out. Let me see. So will Wirtz play left wing for Bayern? Musiala's already in the 10. Yeah, or you can rotate them, right? I think Wirtz could play in the 10. Musiala can go on the left, right? We've seen Musiala play on the wings at times for Bayern as well. But we know that they can play together. I mean, we saw their connection with Germany in the Euros, right? Like they are, when you have players that are very good on the ball, who are two-footed, who are very technical, you have a lot more flexibility with them. I think you could put either of them in the 10 and then the other one on the left, and they're still going to cook. It doesn't really matter. But hopefully that's a Bayern problem. You know what I'm saying? Xabi Ball is here now. And I mean, everyone is under a magnifying glass. Fags, Bilal. Xabi, I'm excited. I am. But we'll get into it in a second. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Next season, look, let Barca fans have their fun right now. You know what I'm saying? They deserve to talk shit. Barca fans, they deserve to brag. You know what I'm saying? They beat us 4 straight El Clasicos. They beat us directly to 3 trophies, right? They beat us in 2 cup finals. It is what it is. Laugh now, cry later. Because I don't think Barcelona are that good. I don't think that the way that they're set up is that hard to break down. And now that we're going to have a manager that has tactics, that's good with in-game adjustments, we'll talk next season. That's all I'm saying. It's Xabi, not Xavi. Xavi is the Barca ex-coach, the Barca midfielder. Xabi, not Xavi. Yes, I think that we can win the Club World Cup with him. But let's talk about it, though, right? Big up to everybody that's watching. Like I said, make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel and turn on those post notifications. Also, if you want to become a member of the channel, if you want to get a badge next to your name, if you want to get access to the custom emojis, right? Like, for example, if you want to be able to use this Real Madrid emoji that I'm dropping in the chat right now, you got to become a member of the channel, right? You click that link, you can sign up. Super fun, and we are going to have a lot of things coming for the members as the channel grows. Also, throughout the stream, in the live chat, the link for the second channel is going to get dropped, and the Discord. Throughout this stream, the link will get posted. If you see the link for the second channel, Carnage Extra, make sure you guys go over there and subscribe. And then if you see the link for the Discord, you guys got to get in the Discord. Almost 260 people are in there. Super lit. But yeah, look, man, big up to everybody. And also, last thing before we get into it, shout out for 9K, right? I appreciate all the love and all the support. We're super close to hitting 10,000. Okay, not super close, but we're not that far off from hitting 10K, which was the goal for me to hit by the end of this year. So, you know, hopefully 10K soon. We'll do something special for 10K. But big up to everybody that's here for the 9,000 subs. It means a lot, guys. Big up to your damn selves. But let's just get into it, right? Because we got a brand new manager to talk about. So, one of the worst kept secrets in world football has finally officially been announced. Xabi Alonso will be Real Madrid's manager starting in June. And I know that there was a lot of speculation on whether he would come in before or after the Club World Cup. But we now have confirmation. Xabi Alonso will be joining Real Madrid for the Club World Cup. So his first game for us as manager will be June 18th against Al Hilal. And I am very excited. We've talked about Xabi Alonso a lot on this channel. And even though he wasn't my first choice to be manager, right? I think we all know that I preferred Jurgen Klopp. As I've said many times, I see the positives with Xabi Alonso. He is a manager that I think can get the best out of our team. He has a style of play. He's very good with his in-game management. And I think that Xabi Alonso has proved himself at Leverkusen. He made the Bundesliga relevant. That league is dead. Bayern win it every year. The second biggest club, Dortmund, are human traffickers. These guys only care about finding young kids, making them good, and then selling them for high profit. And then Xabi Alonso, with Bayer Leverkusen, rocks up and he disrupts the order of how things work in Germany. We saw a new champion in the Bundesliga for the first time in over a decade. And that's thanks to him. I know that this season, Leverkusen have fallen off a bit, but it's to be expected. Nobody thought that they would be that good anyways when Xabi Alonso first took over. But I see the vision. I think this guy is a tactical genius. I've done some research. Yes, at first I was wary about the back three. But he's very adept. He doesn't just stick to one style of play. He adjusts. We've seen Leverkusen line up in a back four. We've also seen them run a back three. I think Xabi Alonso is going to come in. He's going to assess the squad. And I think he will mold his tactics to fit the personnel that we have. Because he's going to have a very hard job on his hands here at Real Madrid. It's not going to be easy for him to just walk in and get this team motivated. And I remember when the rumors were first coming out that he wasn't going to take over until after the Club World Cup, that made me nervous. Because with this tournament happening at the end of the season, right? If Real Madrid go far into it like we all expect, this tournament will end in the middle of July. So, are Real Madrid going to still have a preseason? Because this may be our preseason tournament for Xabi. Now, of course, it's not a regular, this is a big competition. The Club World Cup is a massive trophy, especially with this new format. And then when you look up all the prize money that's available, Real Madrid 100% are going to be taking this competition very serious. I've already told you guys, I think that the Club World Cup will end up being the most important trophy that you can win. I think it will overtake the Champions League in the next 20, 30 years with the new format. The fact that you can only win it once every 4 years, it's going to be very prestigious. A lot of people are trying to dismiss it right now, but I feel like that's just what people do whenever there's something new that gets introduced. Nonetheless, him taking over in the Club World Cup, I think it is a risk because with the season that we've just had, right? A lot of injuries, getting battered by Barcelona, getting embarrassed in the Champions League, ending the season in the second half trophyless, the morale might be down. And that could be something that if Xabi doesn't turn around, and if we go into that Club World Cup, and God forbid we get slapped, or we get knocked out in the group stage, or we don't go as far into the tournament as a lot of people expect, there's already going to be pressure on Xabi Alonso. A lot of people, before La Liga even starts, might be saying he's not good enough. So he's not going to have a lot of time. He's not going to have a preseason where games don't matter, so he's going to be able to just do whatever and experiment. No. He has to win right away. Real Madrid are throwing Xabi Alonso into the deep end. And he's going to have to figure out how to get the best out of these players who have been shit, a majority of them, for the last 9 months. So this is a big gamble. But I think it's going to work. I'm excited for that game against Al Hilal. I'm excited to see Xabi Alonso's first 11. When you look at the main rivals that we're going against, Barcelona, this season, they've been phenomenal. Arguably the best team in Europe. We were directly involved in them winning the domestic treble. They beat us in the Spanish Super Cup. They beat us in Copa del Rey. And they effectively won La Liga on our head tops. So, we need a manager that's going to come in to stop what Hansi Flick is building. A lot of pressures on Xabi Alonso, man. And I think he's the man for the job. I'm excited. Welcome Xabi Alonso to Real Madrid. Back home. This guy was a player for us. He knows what it means. He's won a lot of trophies. I'm excited. I'm excited to get a manager that has a style of play. I'm excited that we don't have to rely on the power of friendship, the power of brotherhood, individual brilliance. It's nice that we're going to have a manager that when things aren't going right, he will make adjustments. I'm excited that Xabi Alonso is going to use the youth. Don't forget, when he first started his coaching journey, he was a manager in our academy for like the younger kids. Some of these players that you see Real Madrid bring on the bench, he managed them when they were like 10 years old. They're going to get an opportunity. He's going to use Arda Güler. He's going to involve Endrick. If you are a Madrid fan and if you don't believe in Xabi Alonso, I think he's going to prove you wrong. I'm telling you. Now, looking at the report that Fabrizio's dropped, he says that Xabi Alonso to Real Madrid, here we go. Story confirmed and deal sealed for Xabi Alonso as new manager until 2028. So he's getting a 3-year contract. Staff sorted, contract in place, and 3-year deal for Alonso, with Real planning for him to start at the FIFA Club World Cup. Ancelotti farewell soon, then Xabi era. Bro, I'm telling you right now. Everybody that's laughing at Real Madrid this season, you enjoy it. Enjoy it. We've been trashed this season. And yet, here we are, still ending it with 2 trophies. I'm seeing this narrative that Real Madrid have went trophyless. Well, I'm sorry. The UEFA Super Cup, the Intercontinental Cup. A lot of Barca fans who are trolling. It's been so long since they've won the Champions League that they forgot about those 2 competitions. They forgot that to qualify for the 2 trophies that we won, you have to win the Champions League or the equivalent of that in your part of the world for the Intercontinental Cup, which is the former Club World Cup. He is going to cook for Real Madrid. I think the club needs to back him. Florentino Perez needs to make signings. This season has shown us this squad is not good enough. Whether you want to blame Ancelotti or you think it's more of a personnel problem with the 11, I know this squad is not good enough to go without tactics, right? Xabi Alonso, he's a disciplined kind of guy. The players aren't going to just get the freedom to do whatever they want. Whereas Carlo, much more of a man manager, right? Much more of a go with the flow. Let the players just do whatever. Individual brilliance will carry us. Xabi Alonso has tactics, and he also allows his players to express themselves. Look at Jeremy Frimpong. Look at Florian Wirtz. Look at Granit Xhaka. Look at Grimaldo. Look at all these players that he absolutely transformed into being considered world class. Again, he disrupted the flow of how things operate in Germany. This season, they've fallen off. But the fact that he's made them relevant, nobody cared about Leverkusen before Xabi Alonso came in. They were a mid-table team in the Bundesliga that produced some nice talent that people bought, like a Kai Havertz, for example. But he is going to have a lot of pressure, right? At Leverkusen, there's no pressure to win. At Real Madrid, the expectations is for him to win everything, especially now that he's going to be taking charge in the Club World Cup. So he's not going to get that much time. He's going to have to get things right early on. I'm not going to be somebody that's going to be too much on him early, right? I'm going to see what he's trying to do. I'm going to see what the style of play looks like. And if I'm seeing the vision, right? If I'm seeing what he's trying to do, and if I think that it looks like it's going to work, I'll back him. But this Club World Cup, if he fails in terms of we don't go far in it, and then in La Liga, if we're still struggling early on, yo, I'm telling you, that pressure is going to turn up really quickly. But Xabi Alonso is Real Madrid's next manager. We all saw this coming. We all knew that he was lined up for this job. Last season, When Leverkusen went invincible and did the domestic double, Liverpool wanted him. Bayern wanted him. And he rejected all of them. And I remember I sat right here on stream and I said to myself, why would he reject Bayern? Why would he reject Liverpool? Two clubs that he's played for. Two elite clubs in world football. He confirmed that he will stay for one more season. And I told you guys a year ago, he wants the Real Madrid job. Real Madrid would have been talking to Xabi Alonso from last season. Don't think that this is something that's just come together. For him to reject Bayern and Liverpool, he didn't do that without any reassurances. I'll tell you that right now. Madrid were talking to Xabi since last season. I would put money on that. And here we are. Luckily for him, our season was shit. Because if we would have won the Champions League, for example, if we would have retained our La Liga title, which I've never seen us do, Carlo might have stayed in the final year of his contract. But I think that the club have told Xabi from over a year ago that he is the player, that he's the manager that they want to come in next. I think that is the only reason why he stayed. And we got to give Leverkusen a lot of credit. Because this summer, they're going to get raided. They're going to lose a lot of those big name players that they have. Now that Xabi is going, the floodgates are about to open. But I have to give them credit because I thought last season they would lose a lot of their best players. But they were able to hold on to them to try and go again this season. But now, Leverkusen are cooked. But I want to know what you guys think about Xabi Alonso coming to Real Madrid. How do you think it will work? He's getting a 3-year deal. That's not a lot of time. I am very optimistic. I think Xabi Alonso is going to be a success. I think that we're about to see Real Madrid play a style of football that we haven't seen for a long time. When it comes to Real Madrid, we all know that generally, we don't have a style of play as a club. We just usually do whatever a manager wants. More times than not, we're relying on individual brilliance. I think stylistically, there were times where we looked very good. We looked very nice on the ball, very fluid. I think Xabi Alonso is going to implement that possession style of play. It's going to be exciting. But yeah, man, let me know what you guys are saying. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. And let's talk about it. Let me see. DM says Wirtz hates him. What do you mean? Who does he hate? I hope that we don't sign Florian Wirtz, man. We're going to talk about him a little bit later in the show. We do not need him. No, thank you. Real Madrid is the old PSG. Can't be the old PSG if they haven't won a Champions League, okay? I know that you're a Barca fan, so you might forget the importance of a UCL, but don't ever disrespect Real Madrid like that. We're a bigger club than you. We're more successful than you. We have bigger trophies than you, right? Congratulations on going 4-0 in El Clásicos. Like, it's fine. You guys got to learn some respect, bro. You got to understand when you're talking to superiors. We have more La Ligas than you. We have more UCLs than you. We have more Club World Cups than you. We have more UEFA Super Cups than you. Enjoy dominating Copa del Rey and the Spanish Super Cup. I'll continue to lead you with league titles and Champions Leagues. What if Xabi fails? Then guess what? He'll get sacked. Simple as. What do you mean? That's a pretty easy question to answer. If he fails, he will get sacked. It's simple. I don't think he will fail. But of course, there's that possibility that he comes in and he's shit. Of course. Nothing in life is guaranteed. Nothing is 100% confirmed. There's definitely that chance that Xabi comes in and it just does not work out. And then guess what? He'll get sacked. It's pretty simple, right? Like, that's how big clubs operate. If a manager is not winning, if a manager is not doing what he's supposed to, then he should get sacked. That's like saying, oh, well, what happens if Hansi Flick didn't work out at Barcelona? Guess what Barca would have done? Sacked him. That's how big clubs operate. At least they should. Oh, shut it, trophyless bums. And keep those tears coming. See, you know the thing is, right? Barcelona fans think that we view them like how they view us. See, because we're a bigger club, what they've done in El Clasico this season, is fantastic. 4 straight victories. And Barca fans deserve to talk shit. I'm not going to tell any Barca fan to not talk shit. But see, this is how you know that they're idiots. Trophyless. Again, the UEFA Super Cup is a major trophy. The Intercontinental Cup is a major trophy. But because they haven't won the Champions League in about 10 years, 11 years, they've forgotten that you have to win the UCL to qualify. So because they haven't seen their team in it for a long time, all of a sudden it just doesn't matter. Okay. It's okay though, Khaled. You know, I understand your lack of ball knowledge, bro. That's why you need to keep watching the channel so that I can educate you. We've won 2 major trophies this season. In one of the best seasons that you've had for a while, you've won 3 major trophies. So, you're only 1 trophy ahead of us. And this is the season that you guys are all busting a nut over. Come on now, bro. What's going on here, man? That's okay, though. Mbappe will destroy Barca with a good coach. I mean, I think Mbappe's done a pretty good job in El Clasicos this season, except for the first one. The first El Clasico had the awful. Bro, Mbappe almost had me crash out. Like, the way that this guy was getting all of those offsides in the first El Clasico. Oh, my days. Nah. But yeah, aside from that first one, he's been good against Barca this season, but it's kind of irrelevant because we didn't win any of the games. You know, like he scored a hat trick in the game a few days ago, well, yesterday. What doesn't mean nothing, right? Like we lost, like congratulations, but we lost. And I like that he didn't go online, and I like that he didn't celebrate it, and he didn't, oh, look at me in the hat trick. I like that he didn't do that, right? I'm sure that deep down he was buzzing to score a hat trick, but I like that he didn't like try and make it about him and flaunt, oh, look at me, or the fact that he broke the record, right? Mbappe has now scored the most goals in a debut season for Real Madrid. He could have went online and easily wrote a caption talking about both of those things on Instagram, but he didn't. I like that, okay? Because if he would have done that, he would have gotten cooked. I'm glad that he can read the room. Vinicius might need a lesson on reading the room. I remember when this guy broke some record, but like, I think it was like after we lost, and the guy posted about it. I'm like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Let me see. Yeah, bro, Vinny's got to fix up with that, man. He would be a shameless IG model. Facts, Khaled. I'm not going to lie, bro. If he would have done that, bro, you can't be doing that. Cannot be doing that. But, yeah, guys, look, let me know what you're saying about Xabi Alonso, though, right? I do want to move on, though. And we got to talk about my ex-manager, Carlo Ancelotti. It has been confirmed that he's leaving Real Madrid, and he will be the next manager for Brazil. Now, I think Carlo deserves to lose his job at Real Madrid. This season, unacceptable. The guy is an absolute legend for the club. The most successful manager in our history. 2 La Ligas, 3 UCLs, Super Cups, Club World Cups, Copa del Rey, Spanish Super Cups. He's won everything that there is to at Real Madrid, and he's won more major trophies than any other manager in our history. And for that, he deserves to be celebrated. he deserves his flowers. But for what we've seen over the last 9 months, this season has 100% tainted Carlo Ancelotti's legacy. The fact that he's going out like this is very sad. There's been so many lows this season that we can talk about. Losing all 4 El Clasicos, not winning a major trophy at the end of the season, getting embarrassed in the Champions League, losing almost every big game that we've had this season. No style of play, wasting Arda Güler, another year of his development, wasting Endrick, not having any in-game management, not utilizing Raul Asensio a lot earlier, trying to force Tchouaméni in that back line when Asensio was performing as our best defender. There's so many things that I believe Carlo Ancelotti has done wrong this season. And even though I don't think it's all Carlo's fault with how the last 9 months have gone at Real Madrid, he is the scapegoat, right? It's a lot easier to get rid of a manager than it is to get rid of the president, for example. Because Florentino Perez is at fault as well. Now, I do blame Carlo more because I think that with the squad that we have, we are still one of the best teams. And I think that Carlo, if he had more about him tactically, we could have done a lot more this season. But he got found out. I think that a lot of people realize that Carlo is not a tactician. Carlo is more of a vibes kind of guy. And it's going to be very interesting to see what he does for Brazil. Now, when this first got announced, right, that Brazil were in for Carlo, I didn't know how to feel about it. I wasn't too sure that Carlo would do well because initially I was thinking that Carlo needs to retire. I told you guys, I wanted Carlo out ever since the AC Milan game. That's when he should have been sacked. But I didn't want Carlo to leave the club. I wanted Carlo to stay at Real Madrid as an ambassador. Give him some kind of role that keeps him at the club. I just didn't want him on the touchline. But once I realized that he was going to Brazil, initially, I said, no, this wouldn't work. You guys all know, I am a massive Brazil fan. The Brazil national team is the reason why I started watching this sport. 2014 World Cup. The first game I ever watched, Brazil versus Croatia. I saw Neymar. And that made me want to watch more. If I would have never watched that Brazil game, who knows if I would even be talking about this sport right now. Then I find out about James Rodriguez and these different things. And then my football journey starts as a fan. But this means something to me. Because even though I wanted Carlo out at Real Madrid, technically, I'm still stuck with him. Because he will be managing my favorite national team.
Brazil! Brazil!
And now that I've given it some more thought, it's going to work. I would be very shocked if Carlo Ancelotti does not succeed with Real Madrid. Sorry, with Brazil. My fault. Brazil. Because when I look at international football, I don't really think you need a tactician on the touchline. Because when you're a national team manager, you only get these players a handful of times throughout the season. You don't have any time to implement tactics, to implement a style of play. You got to pick the best players and you have to set them up in a way that fits the personnel. Now, I think where Brazil will struggle with Carlo is the in-game management, right? When things are not going right for Brazil, what is Carlo going to do? Because we've seen at Real Madrid times when we're struggling and this guy isn't making his subs until like the 70th minute. He's going to have to improve with the in-game management. But I think this is Carlo's last job. I don't see him after this Brazil gig going anywhere else. I think he retires. I think international football is the last step in his career. Now, looking at the tweet that Fabrizio Romano's put out, he says that Carlo will be the new Brazil head coach, plan confirmed and agreement done. The staff has been decided, documents signed, and exit process from Real Madrid will follow with a special farewell, which he does deserve. Regardless of how shit this season has been, Carlo deserves a send-off. He's done too much for us to just get sacked and we do nothing for him. Ancelotti will start working for Brazil from the end of May. So he's going to be taking over the Brazil national team, and we'll see him there for their next two World Cup qualifiers, which is actually crazy when you think about it. Because let me tell you something right now, bro. Brazil have been shit. Like, Brazil's last few managers, Dorville Jr., man like Peter Griffin in that back, on the touchline for them, I mean, he was awful. We done so many Brazil watch-alongs on this channel, and watching Brazil felt like paint drying. Like, they were so shit. And that's why I was a little bit nervous about Carlo going there. But I think it's going to work. Don't be surprised if you see Casemiro back in the Brazil national team, right? Ancelotti is a guy that likes to rely on experience. He likes to go with proven players. He's going to have Vinicius there, right? Vinicius has been shit for Brazil. Maybe he can unlock him for his country. Rodrygo is going to be there as well. You're also going to have Endrick coming through the ranks. Brazil don't really have a number 9. So he's going to have some familiar faces. But I would be very surprised if Carlo did not win a trophy with Brazil before he leaves. I don't know about the club, or I don't know about the World Cup in 2026, right? The World Cup, I think I'm going to need to see massive improvements from Brazil before I can make a prediction. Now, I want Brazil to win the World Cup, but going against France, Argentina, right? Like Portugal, you also got like a lot of other very good teams that can win it. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. In-game management is questionable, but again, I don't think that you need a tactician to do well in international football. Now, the Brazil FA, they've also released a statement. By the way, this graphic right here, fire. Whoever made this graphic, wow. This shit right here, iconic. But the official statement from Brazil said, the greatest national team in the history of football will now be led by the most successful coach in the world. Carlo Ancelotti was announced this Monday by the president of the CBF as the new coach of the Brazil national team. He will lead Brazil until the 2026 World Cup and will already coach the team in the next 2 qualifying games against Ecuador and Paraguay in June. Now, we will be here. We will be doing a watch-along for those games like we always do with Brazil. And I expect him to stay past the World Cup. Unless Brazil do really bad, right? Unless they get knocked out during the group stage or, let's say, the round of 16. I expect Brazil to be in and around the last 4 or, at worst, last 8. They got to at least make the quarterfinals. And depending on how that bracket shakes out, the expectations are always for Brazil to go very far in any international tournament that they're in. So we'll see. But now look, I'm excited though for Xabi Alonso to come to Real Madrid, and I'm excited to see what Carlo Ancelotti does.
Brasil!
Let me know what you guys are saying, though, about Carlo leaving and joining the Brazil national team. Do you guys think that's going to work or not? Big up to Daz in the chat. Says, I thought you guys were getting Klopp. I never said that we were getting Klopp. I said that if you think Real Madrid would not reach out to Klopp, and if you think that Klopp would not take a meeting with Real Madrid, then you're crazy. I never said that we were going to get him, but I knew that we were going to explore the option, right? I think Klopp is the best manager available. He is my first choice. I'm excited for Xabi Alonso, but if it was up to me, Jurgen Klopp would have been the Real Madrid manager. Obviously, right? Xabi Alonso, I think it's a lot easier to bring him to Real Madrid than it would have been Klopp, but I never guaranteed that we were going to be getting Jurgen Klopp. I just said, I think we're going to try and talk to him. See, does he want to come back to management? Let me see. Endrick needs to lose weight. Hey, look, man. How much does Endrick weigh? Why are you saying that, bro? Gavi and Endrick are the most overrated players. They are garbage. Yes, Gavi is garbage. Gavi is hot ass. I don't know what that guy is good at. Endrick is a good player. He just didn't really get opportunities. But whenever he did get limited chances this season, you guys saw how aggressive Endrick looked. You guys saw how much of a goal threat he was. Let me see. Endrick got that fatty. Pause. What is wrong with you, bro?
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
What's wrong with you, man? Wallahi, find shame. Let me see. What else are you guys saying before we move on? Who reminds you of Raheem Sterling? Argentina owns Brazil. Okay, so then tell them to win some more World Cups, and then they can talk. Let me see. I do agree, though, that the Argentinian national team is better at the moment, 100%. I don't think that anybody's going to disagree. I mean, they won the last World Cup. They won Copa America. Yeah, Argentina are the best team right now in South America when it comes to the nationals. But Brazil are more successful. This is a fact. Neymar deserves a World Cup. Come on, Carlo, win this trophy for Neymar. Brother, is Neymar going to be available for the World Cup? I think if Neymar is available for that World Cup, I believe that Brazil have a good chance of winning it. If Neymar is injured, like he usually is, they're cooked. Carlo will cook. I know he can win Copa America. Yeah, but they've actually just said that he's going to be at Brazil until for the World Cup. It only sounds like he's getting a year deal. But I think it will end up getting extended if he does well. So, yeah, I think they should give Carlo the World Cup and then the next Copa America if Carlo wants to stay with the job. Hold on 1 second, chat. Make sure I didn't just miss this. How's everybody doing, though? Monday afternoon. El Clasico aftermath, man. I knew that the PR machines were going to be spinning today. Like, I knew that we were 100% going to be getting a lot of transfer news, bro. Yo, big up to man like Jose with the super chat. Hold on, bro. I got something for you, man. I got something for you. Big up with the super chat. Let me see. What I'm going to play. Let's get the sign. Yeah, so my guy Jose says, Xabi Alonso with Miguel Gutierrez, Jonathan Tah, and Trent. That's all that is, what? That's all that is coming. It's been leaked. You know, I don't think the club are in for Miguel Gutierrez. I would like to bring him back. Like, that would be my first choice at left back because He's one of the best left backs in La Liga. He's from our academy, and we have a buyback clause. We can get Miguel Gutierrez back for about 8-9 million. He's worth like 30. So that would be great business. But I don't think the club are looking at him. As far as Jonathan Tah is concerned, no thank you. I do not rate Jonathan Tah. Let him go to Barca or let him go to Bayern. Yeah, like the whole free agent thing is super annoying, bro. Like I don't think that every signing needs to be a free agent kind of situation, bro. Like go out there, spend some damn money, bro. Like go get me Saliba. Go get me Dean Huijsen. Like I don't ask for a lot. Do we ask for a lot, chap? Like our transfer business, like we've been kind of moving stingy, bro. Spend some money. Come on. Like I don't want Jonathan Tah. But nah, big up Jose though with the super chat. I appreciate that, my guy. And big up to everybody that's watching. Again, make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those post notifications. But let's keep it going because speaking of left backs, Real Madrid are looking for one, right? Xabi Alonso has now been confirmed as our next manager, and we now need a left back / wing back that can fit the Xabi Alonso system. If you guys saw how Jeremy Frimpong and Grimaldo were moving at Leverkusen, then you understand that Xabi Alonso needs a very specific kind of fullback, right? He needs one that's very attack-minded, right? That can take players on in 1v1s, can link play, and has good passing, and can also score in the final third, can create chances from the wings as well. And a player that the club have been linked to a lot over the last few weeks is Alvaro Carreras, the left back from Benfica. Now, I need you guys to get in the comment section and let me know how much you've watched of this player. Is he the option that we should be looking at, or is there another left back that you guys prefer over him? I would be lying to you right now if I told you that I've watched this kid play one game. I do not watch Benfica. Now, I did go look at his highlights, right? I checked out a couple of his compilations, and he does look like a very good player. He looks like somebody that would fit that Xabi Alonso attacking wingback style of play. He looks very good on the ball. He looks aggressive. He's not afraid to shoot from outside the box. He puts good crosses in as well. And the club are monitoring him. So according to reports, they say that Real Madrid emissaries were in Portugal last Saturday watching Benfica versus Sporting. They were closely monitoring Alvaro Carreras. Now, I am a bit hesitant, right? Because is he the level of player that Real Madrid need to go get right now? Like, is he somebody that can come in and from day one make an immediate impact? Is he better going forward than Fran Garcia? Is he a better overall player than Fran Garcia? A lot of people will tell you yes. It looks like defensively, he's better than Fran, right? I've saw some tackles that he's made, but again, highlights can fool you. So I'm not sold on the guy. You could find a highlight compilation of any player that would make them look world class. I can find you a compilation that would make Jesus Vallejo look like Sergio Ramos regen. So I'm a bit hesitant. I'm not sure if this guy is the answer. But if Xabi Alonso gives the approval, and I know that that's not how things work at Real Madrid, right? The manager, he does have an input, but the manager at Real Madrid never has the final say with transfers. The club are going to bring in the players that they think work best for us. So, I'm not going to say that Xabi has to, but if Xabi Alonso approves of him, if he also likes this profile, then bring him in. But I'm more so looking at Theo Hernandez, right? Like, that is who I would rather get at left back over Angel Correa. Alvaro Carreras. I'm also looking at a Miguel Gutierrez. I think that would be a smart option, right? Miguel Gutierrez, again, one of the best left backs in La Liga. He's from our academy, and he would only cost $8 million. That would be a lot cheaper than Theo Hernandez, than this guy as well. And then you can use a lot more money to then go get some defenders, like center backs. But Real Madrid think they're slick, right? Real Madrid are trying to get him for a lot cheaper than they may have to pay Benfica. Now, listen to what this club is trying to do. And you know what? It's shameless, but I rate it. So this report broke a little while ago, and I wanted to bring up this fact because it's pretty interesting how we're trying to operate with this potential deal. Now, it says that Real Madrid want Alvaro Carreras, and they figured out their plan to get him. Hear this, chat. Instead of paying his $60 million release clause at Benfica, they plan to convince Manchester United to use their 18 million euro buyback clause for him, and then we'll look to pay United 30 to 35 million for him. Now, that might be a bit confusing if you don't understand what's going on. So, he is a Benfica player, right? Let's just break this down. But he is from Manchester United's academy. When Manchester United sold him to Benfica, they added a buyback clause. Now, he's been very good for Benfica. He's been one of their best players. And his value has skyrocketed to where if you want to buy him, you would have to pay $60 million. That's the release clause that Benfica have. Now, Manchester United, because they negotiated a buyback clause, they can buy him for only $18 million. By the way, why didn't they just do that instead of buying Patrick Dorgu? I don't really understand. Like, United could have brought this guy back, and then they could have used some of that money that they would have saved on Dorgu to go buy other positions, but whatever. Anyways, they can buy him back for $18 million. And then Real Madrid will then give them $36 million, for example. So Manchester United will make a profit if they do this. And we all know that Manchester United at the moment, it looks like they don't have money. Like, they're laying people off every week. They're not even bringing their staff to the Europa League final. Tottenham are doing it. Manchester United are not. We all know that since the Glazers have taken over, they are penny pinching. So this might be something that the Glazers might look to do. Now, if I was Benfica, some way, somehow, you would have to find a way to not let this happen. I would have to report any kind of deal like this to FIFA. I would snitch. I would go out there and I would complain. I would say this is collusion. But at the same time, they can't do anything about it. If Manchester United exercise their buyback option on this player, which they should because he's a very good player, and to be honest, he can help Manchester United. They are so shit, they can use all the talent they can get. But once United buy him back, you can't tell them what to do with their player. I think Carrera would have to understand that that's what would happen. Like, I think, of course he'd want to come to Real Madrid. But I just find it funny that the club are looking at getting him like this. I mean, it's shameless. But it makes sense. I mean, it's smart, right? But again, I'm just a little hesitant on the player, right? I'm not sure if he's the guy that we should be looking at. Again, if you've watched him, let me know in the comment section if you think he'd be a good signing. But a lot of people, they generally just want to bring in new players. Like, they just want a new shiny toy. The players that we buy this summer need to work. We're going against a juggernaut in Barcelona right now underneath Hansi Flick. These guys need to be successful. How many times have we seen Benfica scam clubs Benfica makes so much money by selling players that don't really go on to do much. Look at Darwin Núñez. Look at João Felix. I'm pretty sure there's, look, Enzo Fernandez, I rate him. So I'm not going to say Enzo Fernandez. But Chelsea massively overpaid for him. So I'm a bit hesitant to go to Benfica and drop some money. You know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't be hesitant given their track record? They make so much bread. But now look, man, I want to know what you guys are saying for this player. I think from what I've seen, it looks like he fits the profile of a wingback that Xabi Alonso would like. Now, I personally think that Rodrygo should be given a chance at left wingback. I know people think that left wingback means that you're going to become a defender. Go watch how Xabi Alonso uses his wingbacks. I think Rodrygo would cook in that kind of role. I feel like that is the only way that he stays at Real Madrid. But who knows, right? If he leaves, then we're going to need, because Mendy cannot play that left wingback role, and Fran Garcia is not good enough to start week in, week out. So you're going to have to address that area. Right wingback, we got Trent coming in. Trent's going to look like prime David Beckham underneath Xabi Alonso. Watch what Trent does next season. But yeah, if Rodrygo isn't available, again, that's who I want to see at left wingback. I want to see that during the Club World Cup. I hope that Xabi tries it. Just try it. Let Rodrygo play on that left side. He already drops back the most out of our front three. He tracks back. He helps in defense. And then you'd allow him to attack a lot from that left wing, which is his best position anyways. Hear me out. That's all I'm saying. Yo, if you guys have not seen the tactical video for Xabi Alonso that I dropped, you guys got to go check that out, okay? Because we get a lot more in depth with it. But, yeah, man, look, talk to me about this kid. Pull a Luis Figo on Barca and get Alejandro Balde? No chance. No chance that happens. That would be crazy, though. I would take Alejandro Balde. He's a baller, of course. Who wouldn't take him at their club? No, brother, not if Xabi lands Madrid. Xabi, here we go, has been confirmed. Xabi Alonso will be our manager starting next month, June 1st. We will be there. Are you mad? I might do a watch along for his presentation. Are you mad? Left 10 Rodrygo, left wing back Vinny. No, Vinicius does not do enough defensive work to be a left back. Rodrygo, out of Vinicius and Mbappe, always helps in defense more, always drops back, always is doing a lot of work off the ball. So let Rodrygo play on the left wing. Xabi Alonso his fullbacks attack a lot. It's not going to be him becoming a defender. Vinicius at left wing back, I can't see it. Unless he changes the way that he plays in terms of off the ball. Carreras is perfect back four player. He really reminds me of Koundé. Huh? Okay. Yamal will cook Rodrygo. Rodrygo wouldn't be 1v1 on Yamal. Again, you guys have to learn tactics. You have to learn tactics. Do you guys think that Jeremy Frimpong was a good defender? Do you think that Grimaldo was a good defender? No. It's the system. This is why it's a back three. This is why you have a manager that has a game plan. Obviously, right? Rodrygo, what do you think? That we'd be going into El Clasico with Rodrygo tasked with defending Yamal? No. It's not how that works. It's the same thing with Alejandro Balde. As a defender, he's mid. Going forward, he's exceptional. But Barcelona have tactics in place to cover for their fullbacks' deficiencies. That makes sense. Let me see. Yeah, I agree. Vinny left wing back would not work. Yo, Carnage, will you do a season review and preview? No. I probably won't do a season review, but I will do a who would I keep, sell, or hear out offers for kind of video. We'll go through every single player in the first team, and we'll talk about each of them, and I'll let you guys know who I would sell, who I would keep, or who I'm not sure about, and who I would hear out offers, basically. You know what I'm saying? We'll do a video like that, but a season review, absolutely not. Nah. Big up to everybody that's in here, right? Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure that you guys subscribe. You know what? I was going to talk about Florian Wirtz, but I feel like I've talked about this guy so much that I don't want to talk about him anymore. The general gist of it is that I don't want him. I don't think that he's a player we need. I don't need an attacking midfielder, right? If Xabi Alonso comes in, I get that he may want to bring in the best player that he had at Leverkusen. Wirtz is a very good player, but we do not need that profile. As I always say, I'm going to ask you 3 questions. And if the answer to all 3 of these questions is no, then that means that we don't need him. Can Florian Wirtz play center back? Can he play right back? Can he play left back? The answer is no to all 3. We do not need an attacking midfielder. I have Arda. I have Jude. I have Brahim Diaz. I don't need somebody of this profile. If you go and drop over 100 million on Florian Wirtz while my defense is still in shambles, I might be Florentino Perez out, you know. And that's not because Florian Wirtz is not a good player. He is a very good player. He is a baller. And I think any team in the world would want a player of his qualities. But we just don't need him. There's other areas in this team that needs to be fixed. And the midfield, especially in the attacking final third, is not one of them. Now, we got news a few days ago, and I might as well just talk about it, that Florian Wirtz has rejected Real Madrid and Man City because he wants to go to Bayern München. And I was very happy when I saw that news. I almost fell down to my knees. You know what I'm saying? Like when I saw that Florian Wirtz rejected Real Madrid, first off, I was trying to figure out why the hell we were in for him, right? Because, again, we don't need him. That, to me, would not have been a good signing. But when they said that he rejected us, I was happy. I shed a tear. I couldn't believe it. Just to be honest, man.
Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
But a report's come out over the last, I'd say, day or so. And it's got me thinking, what if he does join Real Madrid? Now, the reason that I'm talking about that is because look at this right here. It says new. Bayern München were very confident about Florian Wirtz until 2 days ago. They now fear that Real Madrid could intervene with Xabi Alonso joining. Rodrygo's sale could help build the foundation, and Leverkusen would rather sell the player abroad than to a rival. No. Absolutely not. Don't want him. I'm telling you this right now, brother. If we sign Florian Wirtz before we fix up that defense, no. Let him go to Bayern or go to I don't care where he goes, as long as it's not here. Please, please, Bayern, get this deal done. Because we saw a news break today that Bayern are stepping up their pursuit of Florian Wirtz. Bayern and Leverkusen are in contact, and negotiations have already started. And the reason that I kind of believe the report that says that Bayern are a bit nervous that Madrid might come in is because Plettenberg, who's a tier 1 journalist, right? He works for Sky Sports in Germany. He has a big following. He said that Bayern want to sign Wirtz immediately, and they want to get him for the Club World Cup. So we'll keep an eye on this. But I think it's a good signing for Bayern. It'd be a good signing for Man City. The player, I think, wants to stay in Germany. And I asked you guys on the video that I dropped on my second channel, I asked this question, and I want to know what the chat thinks right here. Is Florian Wirtz considered a snake if he goes to Bayern München from Leverkusen? Because they are rivals, right? They fought with each other for league titles over the last 18 months. So does this now make Florian Wirtz a snake? Is he going to be viewed and is he going to be treated like how Liverpool, because look at how Liverpool fans are treating Trent. And Trent is leaving the country. Something to think about. But yeah, look, no thank you. Florian Wirtz, very good player, but we don't need him. But yeah, that's all that I got for you guys today. We are going to be running Football Mania in less than 2 hours. We got to talk about El Clasico. We're going to talk about Xabi. We're going to talk about some of the other stuff. It's going to be a packed panel. All these Barca fans want to come on. I'm going to have to be fighting 10 people, bro. But it's going to be okay. It's going to be fire. Yes, Wirtz is a snake. See, so people were telling me that he's not viewed, or he's not going to be viewed as a snake, because in Germany, that's just the expectation, right? Like the expectation in Germany is that you're going to join like one of the, like Bayern, right? Like that's just what they do. Like nobody's going to be mad at him for going to Bayern because all the young talent across that league goes to Bayern. So looking at it from that POV, it kind of does make sense. A little bit. You're on my side? Big up Santiago, man. Let me see here. Leverkusen and Bayern aren't rivals. Hey, look, according to the Bayern fans who I know, the way that they were doing hate watches and rival watches for Leverkusen games this season. But the thing is, though, Bayern are so used to dominating that when a team comes along and looks good, they feel threatened. So maybe that's what it is. Wirtz choosing Bayern is so stupid. Why is it stupid? He gets to stay at home for the best team in his country. He's going to win trophies. He's going to compete for the UCL every season. I think it's a good signing. They need him as well. That Bayern left wing is dead. Musiala can move to the left wing. Wirtz could play in the 10. Or you can have Wirtz on the left wing. And they've been proven they could play together. We saw it for Germany. And by the way that Bayern's board were twerking for Florian Wirtz, they got to get this deal done. They said that he's the most talented German player. They basically said that he's better than Musiala, bro. I'd sell Brahim Diaz, to be honest. I would. Yeah, if we were to sign Wirtz, guys, he's coming here. So bringing in Wirtz and benching Guler again would be, yeah, if we sign Florian Wirtz, if I'm Arda Guler, I'm handing a transfer request immediately. Facts, because that would be crazy. But, yo, guys, we're going to end it here, right? Big up to you. Big up to your damn selves. Football Mania very soon. All right, guys? So make sure that you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications. This is going to redirect you guys to Zer Talk. He's doing something about Bayern, probably talking about Florian Wirtz. Go to his channel, let him know Carnage Raid. And yeah, we'll be back, people, in a couple of hours. If you didn't notice, I dropped the match preview for the game for Mallorca earlier today. A relevant game, but it is what it is. But yeah, people, I'll be back. Football Mania, you must be there. It's going to be lit. I'm telling you guys. But in a bit, peace.
Right there.